Hello, everyone. Today I will be reading the first book that I was thinking to read for a time now. So, this is Booming Digital Stars. Um, as you can see over here, this is about 11 different uh, content creators of our country. So, I'll be starting it from the first person over here. So, the very famous, the very well known, one of the greatest YouTubers of India, Bhuvan Bam, and I'll be starting from him. So let's begin. Bhuvan Bam, from restaurant singer to high value digital, from restaurant singer to high value digital star. Work hard in silence. Let your success be a noise. By Frank Ocean. When you think of Indian cinema, which name comes to your mind first? Amitabh Bachchan, perhaps. He is generally regarded as one of the greatest and most influential actors in the history of Indian cinema. And when you think of the Indian startup ecosystem, which name comes to mind? Flipkart, maybe. It is generally thought to be India's biggest and most successful startup story. And when you consider Indian YouTubers, which name springs to your mind? Bunbam, of a certainty. Acknowledged as India's greatest YouTube sensation. Bhuvan was the first Indian to hit 2 million subscribers on YouTube. As impressive as that is, he was also the first Indian to cross 10 million subscribers on YouTube. As of April 2021, over 40 million people follow him and on various social media channels. Bhuvan's life is a classical rags to riches story. A youngster of 18, he would sing gigs at Delhi's Moti Mahal Deluxe restaurant for a meager monthly earning of INR 3000. While his pockets were while his pockets were practically empty, he was full of hope and aspiration. By the age of 25, he was self-made millionaire. The winner of dozens of awards, such as the Global Entertainer of the Year at the World Bloggers Awards in Cannes, France, most popular channel on YouTube at the Web TV Asia Awards held in South Korea. Bhuvan also appeared in Forbes India's 30 under 30 list. He was the first Indian YouTuber to attend the annual meeting of the World Economic Forum at Davos, Switzerland. Bhuvan's achievement did not end there. He appeared in the short film Plus Minus, which earned a Filmfare Award. In December 2018, he began a digital series on YouTube called T2 Talks that featured Shah Rukh Khan as his first guest. By February 2021, he had released 7 music videos, including Heer Ranja, which became the number one hit song across charts on iTunes within an hour of its release. Bhuvan is one of the few influencers in India associated with multiple famous brands. Currently, he is the brand ambassador for Myntra. In the past, he has been brand ambassador for Tissot, Pizza Hut, and Lenskart. Bhuvan also runs a merchandising brand, Yuthiapa, and a production company, BB Kivines Production. But success was not instantaneous. When Bhuvan started his YouTube journey, his first 4 videos received only 15 views. However, in less than 5 years, Bhuvan had become India's first digital content creator with 3 billion collective views. Considering his humble beginning, Bhuvan's journey is the stuff we dream of. But it is true. The beginning. Bhuvan was born on 22nd January 1994 in Baroda, Gujarat, into a middle class family. His family later moved to Delhi. As a child, Bhuvan had little interest in academics. He preferred to watch movies featuring the noted comedians of Hindi cinema, Govinda, Kedar Khan, Johnny Lever. Repeating their filmy dialogues became a favorite pastime. His passion and natural flair for comedy was not limited to the home. In school, he would entertain his fellow pupils by mimicking their teachers. Besides comedy, He loved sketching. While others went to their books in the class, he would doodle and draw. When Bhuvan was in class 4, his mother enrolled him in a classical music class. Initially, he found it very dull, but as he gradually grew to understand that classical music was the foundation of all type of music, he applied himself seriously. He learned it he learned to play harmonium, keyboard and guitar. Music became an intrinsic part of his life. Bhuvan's goal was to be a singer musician. However, his parents, especially his mother, wanted him to do BCom from the prestigious Delhi University. The cutoff for the BCom course in the top colleges ranged between 91% and 99%. In junior college, Bhuvan scored 74%, far short of the required percentile for admission. He ended up choosing to study history at Shahid Bhagat Singh College, DU. During his undergraduate years, Bhuvan joined a Delhi-based band called Astitva as lead singer. The band performed gigs at restaurants and private parties. In early 2015, a turning point arrived when he saw a news video covering the floods in Kashmir. In the video, a journalist asked a mother who had just lost her child in the flood how she felt. Bhuvan was stunned by the insensitivity shown by the reporter. Using his newly bought smartphone, he did a 15-second attire on the reporter and put it up on Facebook. The video got 15 views and a few likes. Unfazed, Bhuvan posted 3 more videos on his profile page. One of his friends told him to these dramatic videos did not look good on his profile page, and it would be better if Bhuvan created a separate Facebook page and did his experiments there. At that time, Vine was a very popular video hosting service that allowed people to post and share 6-second video short. As Bhuvan's videos were also short, he thought he would create a Facebook page under the name BB Ki Vines, Bhuvan Bam Ki Vines. Since his college days, since his school days, Bhuvan has loved making people laugh, cracking jokes and doing mimicry. So he decided to post his comedy videos on his newly created Facebook page. The first double meaning video was titled I Am Feeling Horny. It, it first became popular among his college friends. From college WhatsApp groups, the video traveled to other colleges, and suddenly he was famous as far afield as Karachi University. Soon the video crossed 15,000 views, and within a week, Bhuvan had over 30,000 fans on Facebook. As he posted more videos, his fame spread, and within 8 months, he had over 8 lakh followers on Facebook. Seeing the response to his videos, a friend suggested Bhuvan to shift to YouTube, as he could earn from the videos as well. In late 2015, Bhuvan started his YouTube channel. There are many valuable lessons to be learned from the evolution of Bhuvan Bam as a personal brand. Here are some of them. Hustle and iterate to find your right market. Marketing guru Seth Godin once said, everyone is not your customer. Finding a market with customers who welcome you with open arms does not happen immediately. In the background, many iterations happen with the product creator, and trails and rejections take place in different markets. But once the fitment between product and market is found, growth picks up. To validate this point, here is a true story. In the 1960s, a tall and thin young man did a voice audition at All India Radio, but was rejected. He wanted to be an actor, but many filmmakers rejected him because his height and unconventional looks. He did a few minor roles in small films, none of which took his acting career anywhere. By the age of 30, he had 12 flops to his credit, but he refused to give up, continuously working to improve his craft. In the in the 1970s, the romantic hero dominated Bollywood, and many of the popular lead actors of the day turned down the angry young man role in an action film called Zanjeer. It was finally offered to a struggling young actor. Perhaps it was a fortunate alignment of stars. Audiences were looking for for a change from stereotypical romances to action-oriented films. Zanjeer became a super hit and turned our struggling actor into a well-known star, Amitabh Bachchan. And as they say, the rest is history. In similar vein, the start of Bhuvan's journey had been nothing short of a bumpy ride. He had failed to into a BCom course at every college he applied to. He was compelled to shift academic focus to history. During the 2 month vacation before college began, he thought he would work and earn some pocket money. Randomly, he applied for a delivery boy job at a Domino's outlet in the Malviya Nagar area of Delhi. There too, he was rejected. Bhuvan had been learning music from a musician named Salman Khan, who performed at Moti Mahal Deluxe Restaurant in Delhi's Saket area. One night, Salman's brother was not available to play guitar, so he asked Bhuvan to accompany him. The incentive was a free dinner. Bhuvan readily agreed. That day, Bhuvan learned that he could make money by playing music at the restaurant. For the next 2 years, he performed every day, Monday to Sunday, from 8 p.m. to midnight, receiving 3,000 rupees as a monthly salary and free food. Encouraged by the appreciation the patrons displayed for his music, Bhuvan began to write. Bhuvan began writing his own songs and composing his own music. He had become what he had always wanted to be, a popular singer musician. To gain recognition as a musician, he applied to almost every reality show in India. He stood in line for hours before being rejected or shown at the door without an audition. On one such occasion, Bhuvan waited for an audition from 6 a.m. to 2 p.m. Then he was told the audition would happen the next day based on token numbers. The person then threw tokens into the air. To catch the tokens, candidates were jumping on each other. Seeing this pathetic treatment of artists, Bhuvan hit his nadir. He decided then that he would never again attend a reality show audition. When he heard about an opportunity with Foxstar Studios, he prepared and shared 7 songs with the selection team. He was rejected and received nothing for his effort. Trying his hands at comedy, Bhuvan sent numerous mails to OTT platforms. None of his emails were answered. He also participated in several comedy hunt competitions, but was never recognized for his performance. But Bhuvan was not ready to give up. Despite the many rejections, he kept honing his skills, pitching to different platforms. Eventually, he found YouTube as a medium to showcase his talent in comedy, singing, and acting. Incredibly, he garnered 1 million subscribers on YouTube within 7 months. Due to his rising popularity in 2016, Bhuvan earned a collaboration opportunity with the Viral Fever (TVF), one of the leading OTT platforms in India. Today, Bhuvan is considered the poster boy of YouTube stardom in India. Rejections can break you, but they certainly make you, says he. Dare to differentiate yourself. One of the core principles of brand building is differentiation. Marketing guru Al Rais said, a branding program should be designed to differentiate your cow from all the other cattle on the range, even if all the cattle on the range look pretty much alike. So, how did Bhuvan differentiate himself in the crowded comedy space? People want a break from their stressed life, and comedy is a great way to do that. Perhaps that's why numerous stand up comedy acts are performed in every big city. And there are countless comedy videos on YouTube. Comedy is a big business in India and hence a crowded category. Every day, it becomes more difficult for a comedian to stand out. Moreover, your jokes can be copied, nor can you please everyone. In such a tough market, the rise of Bhuvan Bam is truly commendable. At the very start, Bhuvan realized that if he wanted to do comedy for any length of time, he would have to do things differently. He noticed that online content consumption was mainly in English by an English speaking audience. To differentiate himself, he chose street humor in Hindi with a heavy dosage of Delhi slang. He also found that comedy videos were filled with insults to others. Again, to differentiate his act, Bhuvan chose to write scripts that had some meaningful message, delivered in a funny way. Initially, he aimed at college going, middle class youth, but later he started creating funny content around the problems faced by every middle class household in India. Another challenge in comedy is to remain fresh and come up with different content each time, to develop a style and tone which made him different from the others in the space. Bhuvan created 19 quirky characters portrayed by himself. This kind of character based comedy by a single performer had not been done in India before. He started off these characters with parents, then added three best friends, and then Titu Mama, modeled on his own uncle, followed by others. These characters were full of life and true to their personifications. People could identify them in their daily lives. Bhuvan says, to to make a good joke, you need a good concept and a great script. To find concepts, Bhuvan observed people and situations carefully. He says that the Delhi Metro is a great place to observe people and pick up traits for characters. He spends a lot of time going in depth into a concept and spends about 2 weeks preparing a script. He picks a cliched storyline and then builds a strong plot with his lively characters. He also incorporates crisp punchlines and timely dialogue. Then he spends 4 or 5 hours creating the video. Unlike the videos of many other creators, Bhuvan develops has at zero production cost. He shoots with his phone camera without a tripod, which means he has only one free hand to act. I can hold the camera without a selfie stick for 20 minutes at a stretch. He likes to tell people. Moreover, instead of shooting his videos at fancy locations, he shoots them in a small room in a middle class home. On digital platforms, people prefer crisp content. Therefore, after a shoot, Bhuvan spends 15 to 20 hours editing his 4 or 5 hour video to turn it into 4 or 5 minutes. This simplicity and this simplicity and relatability of his content have made him vastly popular. Hiding emotion and feeling uh, Hiding emotion and feeling is another tricky part of being a comedian. A comedian has to make people laugh irrespective of what he might be feeling. As a case in point, Bhuvan's elder brother Aman was in a major road accident just after receiving his pilot's license. He survived but was laid up at home for over 6 years. His dream of becoming a pilot had slipped from his hand. Often, while making his audience laugh in external world, Bhuvan's personal life was full of tears and pain for his brother. During those trying years, Bhuvan never stopped motivating his brother to look at a better future. Cut from the same cloth as his brother, Aman did not give up. Today, he is a pilot with Indigo Airlines. Bhuvan says, the day Aman achieved his dream, the four of us, my parents, my brother, and I, celebrated with a pizza party at home. It was the best night. Partner with people who see your value. Artists create the best output when they enjoy their work. But to support themselves, they also need to earn. When they try to do both, one or the other aspect gets impacted. Greg Norman, a successful athlete turned businessman, believed our success is a direct result of knowing how to market a brand and having the right people representing the brand. Collaboration between an artist and a business partner who represents the artist can create enormous value. This is exactly what happened when Bhuvan found his business partner and manager, Rohit Raj. Brought up in a business family, entrepreneurship came naturally to Rohit. While while a student at Delhi Public School, Greater Noida, he was president of co-curricular activities. He would organize inter-school, inter-DPS, and inter-district level competitions with a footfall of 500 to 20,000. Encouraged by the success and appreciation he garnered for his work, he wished to become an event organizer. His father, however, wished him to pursue engineering. Rohit did start at engineering college in Shimla, but he did not enjoy the subjects and failed the first year exam. Depressed, Rohit locked himself in his hostel room for a week. He stopped eating and talking to friends. He was ashamed to face his parents, thinking he had wasted their money and broken their dreams. To his astonishment, when he finally reached home, his father merely asked, "What do you want to do?" Rohit was unsure what he would do, but he was sure it would not be engineering. 3 months later, Rohit started his event company, Rohit Raj Events. He was desperate to he was desperate to prove himself. Having made hundreds of calls, he finally got the chance to organize a college festival for a prominent university in Meerut. At the age of 19, he found himself dealing with numerous vendors, artists, and teachers, none of whom took him seriously. But Rohit was determined not to fail again. He would tell people, "I am just 19 years old, but I am here to give my best. I will not let you down." The event was a success and it gave Rohit a sense of accomplishment. Rohit says, "The feeling was good, but it became even better when I gave my first paycheck to my mother. She was proud and her trust in me was good feeling." In another year, by the age of 20, Rohit was working with Indian rap artists like Badshah and Raftar. By the time he was 25, Rohit had done over 100 shows. By February 2021, was running 5 ventures, including BB Wine's production and Yuthyapa with Bhuvan. Bhuvan and Rohit struggled on separate paths. Still, destiny brought them together one day. Rohit was organizing a college event, and the student insisted he invite Bhuvan Bam. Rohit had never heard of him, so he searched the internet and discovered Bhuvan's funny videos. Rohit invited Bhuvan to the event. The two young men connected on topics as varied as creativity, struggle, fears, and dreams. For the next 6 months, they traveled together to multiple events and found magical chemistry. Eventually, Rohit became Bhuvan's manager. The coming together of Bhuvan's art and Rohit's business sense was a magical combination. In no time, they had created and delivered several masterpieces. Rohit produced Bhuvan's trending songs like Safar, Sang Hu Tere, Rah Guzar, Bas Main, Ajnabi, Heer Ranja, and the upcoming mini-series Dhindora. In 2018, Rohit produced Bhuvan's short film Plus Minus, which won the 2019 Filmfare Award for Best Short Film. Rohit also takes care of Bhuvan's brand associations, live shows, and media engagements. The duo have been very selective in their engagements. Of 10 brands, they perhaps pick the two that genuinely resonate with Bhuvan's and his audience. They only enter into partnerships if Bhuvan is happy to use the brand himself. Our focus is to ensure Bhuvan doesn't come across hard selling products, explains Rohit. Brand integration in Bhuvan's content happen organically, like using Lenskart lens glasses for his character or wearing a Tissot watch. This doesn't look like hard selling, but the brand reaches our audience, says Rohit. The duo have also launched BBQ Wines merchandise, such as t shirts, coffee mugs, and phone cases. With Bhuvan's dialogues and character sketches, these products are sold through uthiapa.com. Bhuvan and Rohit have witnessed many ups and downs together. Bhuvan says Rohit has been a constant support since the day we met. Now we have worked together so much that our individual dreams have merged to become common dreams. The bond and respect they share is as inspiring as it is unusual. Bhuvan says it Bhuvan says it best. We are more than brothers. Don't lose focus because of others' opinions. Focus is essential to building a brand. However, many lose their focus by listening to naysayers. Steve Jobs said, "Your time is limited, so don't waste it living someone else's life. Don't be trapped by dogma, which is living with the results of other people's thinking. Don't let the noise of others' opinion drown out your own inner voice. And most important, have the courage to follow your heart and intuition." Bhuvan's journey is a testament to these words. An unconventional career is looked at with sus- suspicion in traditional Indian society. Parents are usually skeptical and worried when their children choose not to go down the tired and tested paths, such as a government job, engineer, doctor, CA, etc. The same happened with Bhuvan. His mother, Padma Bam, worked in a private company, while his father, Av- Av- Avnindra Bam, was a retired government employee. They wanted Bhuvan to prepare for the bank exam, but Bhuvan was not interested in academics or doing a conventional job. He never had done. He never had been. When Bhuvan began singing at a restaurant and at private parties while in college, his parents hated it and opposed it strenuously. But for Bhuvan, it was an opportunity to to gain exposure and shed stage fright. In the 2 years he sang at the restaurant, he did not take a single day's leave. When his parents saw his commitment to his choice, they stopped arguing with him. The day Bhuvan got his first check of rupees 20,000 from YouTube, he went to the restaurant owner and expressed his desire to leave. The team at the restaurant was sad to see him go, but knew they could not tie down a flying eagle. When he started creating videos full time, Bhuvan's parents had no idea that what he was doing all day in his room. They were worried their son would not listen to them, concerned about what he would do with his life. In one of his videos, Bhuvan made fun of a condom. The condom brand used the video, noticed Bhuvan, and offered him a brand endorsement. As this was his first brand deal, Bhuvan excitedly shared the news with his mother, telling her the brand have begun to approach him for endorsements. Less excited, Padma Bam asked, "Which brand has approached you?" Howard gathered his courage and told her it was a condom brand. She was shocked. Bhuvan tried to convince her that he would just be creating a comedy video, nothing else. But his mother was unhappy. The next day, without informing Bhuvan, the brand sent a box of condoms to his house. Bhuvan was not in, and it was father, Avnindra Bam, who opened the box. As shocked as his wife had been, he immediately called Bhuvan. "You are moving on the wrong path," he told his son. When Bhuvan reached home, he was not sure how his father would react. Surprisingly, Avnindra Bam told him, "We have always been proud of you. I hope you will not let us down." Then he asked his son to get ready for dinner. One evening, Bhuvan's parents suggested he join them for Diwali shopping at Sarojini Nagar Market in New Delhi. Because of his rising popularity, Bhuvan was wary of being seen at such a public place. He told his father, "A few days ago, a crowd of youngsters gathered around me at IFFCO Chalk metro station. They wanted to share their appreciation for my work, but the situation caused inconvenience to other people. I don't want to create any inconvenience for you and the others in the market." Bhuvan's father thought Bhuvan was joking and took him along anyway. As Bhuvan has anticipated, a crowd of youngsters gathered around him. Finally, policemen came to manage the situation. They took Bhuvan to a corner and asked him questions like, "Who are you? What have you done? Why is there such a crowd?" When Bhuvan told them that he was a YouTuber and all the youngsters were his fans, the policeman looked astonished and then quickly took a picture with him. He had to request them to help him find his parents as they were not visible in the crowd. Eventually, the family returned without any shopping. On the way back, Avnindra Bam said to his son, "Maybe you are doing something that we don't understand, but these youngsters understand. Next time you join us, please wear a mask." Thereafter, gradually, his father started giving Bhuvan feedback on his videos and even suggesting a few ideas for interesting storylines. One day, a relative called Avinendra Bam to share the news that his son had got a job. He also asked Bhuvan's career plan. Bhuvan's father congratulated the relative on his son's good fortune, then said, "Bhuvan has 10 million followers on YouTube. I am confident he will do something amazing." Along with love, Bhuvan also received criticism from his audience. Sometimes people criticize him for not posting content, and sometimes they criticize him for not posting good content. When he began abusive comments and messages would affect Bhuvan. But something his father said changed his perspective. When you are rising, there will always be people behind you. Some will try to pull you down, and some will push you to rise up. You can't please everyone. Rather than trying to satisfy haters, you should dedicate your time to people who actually adore and respect your work. With time, Bhuvan learned to differentiate between criticism and hate. A genuine critic asks you to improve your content. In contrast, a hater always abuses you, no matter what. Bhuvan takes criticism constructively and makes enormous effort to improve every area of his offering. He ignores hate. Bhuvan did not take long to prove himself. Within a few years, he had gifted a luxurious apartment to his parents. Everyone at home was happy, but then disaster struck. Avnendra Bam had a stroke. Following brain surgery, he lost much of his memory. Earlier, when Bhuvan would reach home, his father would say, "Mera beta aa gaya." But now he just looked at Bhuvan with no reaction. During his challenging period, Kaun Banega Crorepati acted as a catalyst of hope for the family. Avnindra Bam watched the show eagerly. In a heartwarming tweet, Bhuvan thanked Amitabh Bachchan and the makers of Kaun Banega Crorepati. Brands with humility touch hearts. Marketing guru Seth Godin says brand humility is the only response to a fast changing and competitive marketplace. The humble brand understands that it needs to re earn attention, re earn loyalty, and reconnect with its audience, as if every day is the first day. Humility has been instrumental in Bhuvan's rise too. In an increasingly crowded and competitive digital space, though he had delivered many number one trending YouTube videos, Bhuvan still feels he is just beginning. He feels that achieving something is not a big thing, but sustaining it is an art. Not many people can. I always remember where I came from, and whatever I am today is because of my audience, he says. With fans and a larger audience base comes the pressure to create more thoughtful content. Bone keeps nothing. keeps noting ideas down as they come to him, and analyzes what is working and what isn't. He says, initially, I was making content for fun, but now if I do feel a certain sense of responsibility towards my viewers. Sometimes the pressure of being constantly funny and creative gets to Bhuvan. Sometimes he experiences creative block. Perhaps that is why he is consciously working on fewer videos now and continually raising the quality of content. Bhuvan firmly believes that if a creator assumes that by achieving some fame, he or she is a star, then they are on wrong path. He suggests that when a creator is interacting with fans, followers, and admirers, he or she should put ego aside. I always remember that my followers have many other opinions. By watching my videos, they are doing a favor to me. I value their affection a lot. After posting anything on social media, Bhuvan interacts with his audience for at least 30 minutes. Every fortnight, he tries to go live on Instagram before midnight to 3 from midnight to 3 a.m. On Instagram, he does not discuss BBQ wines. Instead, he interacts with his audience and does live music sessions. As Instagram live sessions last an hour each, after 56 minutes, he asks his audience whether he should come back. By the time he is done with his 3 sessions, his phone is extremely hot. Sometimes people share their frustrations with him. They say things like, I am not getting anywhere. I have lost hope. I do not know what to do. There's something he finds challenging to respond to, as the to earning one's passion is not straightforward. Boone feels that content creators have to keep making content because they only then will they learn. If someone expects overnight success, they have entered the field with the wrong mindset. It takes a lot of hard work, determination, and consistency to achieve success. One has to be patient and keep hustling. When Bhuvan began his journey, he had not expected even 1000 followers. But with patience and perseverance, he has achieved many milestones. He now says, आज भी मेरा जुनून same है, but maturity ज़्यादा है. I still have a long way to go. Bhuvan has plans to release more music videos, and he wants to establish himself as a songwriter in Bollywood. But all this is not enough for him. Dil mange more. And so he speaks enthusiastically about his desire to make a separate movie with each of his characters and develop BB universe into another Marvel comic universe. It will be fascinating to see how brand Bhuvan Bam evolves in years to come. So this was the story of the greatest YouTuber of all time of our country. So there is a a conclusion part and some perspective of Bhuvan Bam, but I would not be sharing this on YouTube. I would suggest you buying this book. Uh, I actually liked how good this is. It is giving us a better perspective about our favorite creators. So please purchase this book and try reading this one. It is really great book, and it's been a long time. Okay, thank you everyone. We'll meet you in the next one.